Om Namaste to all. Another interesting video which you can get a lot of information today. I would say a must see video. Before going to the video, I would like to inform that whatever knowledge I've gained in this life is only due to my Guruji's kripa. Swami Ram Sarupji Yogacharya. He lives in Himachal Pradesh. He is a Ashtanga Yogi philosopher of Vedas and a living legend. Before going to the topic of today, I saw some comments from the previous video on the idol worship where one gentleman had mentioned that people used to worship Panchaputa and then later on to bring in concentration they built temples, and temples are places where Rishi did attained Samadhi. So I would like to clarify that Panchabhuta is not worshipable. They are Jad Padartha, non-alive matters. Non-alive matters is not worthy of worship. The Panchabhuta is made from Suksham Bhuta, and from Suksham Bhuta is also made from further Sukshama Tattva and like Manas, Ahankar, Mahat, and then Prakriti. So all these are non-alive dead matters which are not worthy of worship, and never our ancestors worship Panchabhuta. We are worshipping Panchabhuta today, and we have made a lot of Shiva temples saying this is Vayu temple of Shiva, this is Agni temple of Agni Linga, whatever it is. It is absolutely wrong and against the Vedas and against the God's own knowledge. And also, temples are not Rishi Samadhi. As you know, the ancient Vedic culture tradition, 39th chapter Yajurveda says, the moment we die, then the body has to be burned, and that is the tradition always. Even if a Rishi die or a Yogi die, or normally Rishi Munis used to die in jungles where their bodies are probably eaten by animals as well, because no one is aware that who has died. So that could be also a status, but they don't come to temple and then die, and then they don't tell to people that okay, I'm going for samadhi, sitting in a place, please build me temple. These are all false stories which were told by people to commercialize and then bringing people into temple. And also you mentioned another important point on positivity. Temples are places of positivity. So you spend 5 minutes in a temple or half a day in a temple in 1 week, right? So you have to understand that if you have only half a day of positivity in your life, then what is the balance 6.5 days in a week you are going to do? So positivity is something which we have to build from inside, and that is the yoga and the Vedas basic philosophy, as I said. So we need to understand the basic concepts correct, and then come to the right Vedic path. Okay, now going to the topic, this is we have to understand the misconceptions and the false stories or false beliefs what we have in our Vedic tradition, not Vedic, our tradition today in India. And that's how that's many people have gone Gnostic due to this. Many people have turned to other religions, leaving our religion. So we have to understand this, very very important. I have noted a lot of points, general points from Vedas, from Mahabharata, from Ramayana, or from ancient Granthas. So number one is Draupadi had 5 husbands. Absolutely false. Draupadi's husband was Yudhishthira. And this is very clearly written by Vyas Muni in Mahabharata, so there is no second thought about it. The current Mahabharata which you see in TV serials has these 5 husbands. This is absolutely false. Hanuman, Valmi, Bali, sorry, not Valmiki. Hanuman, Bali, Sugriva, they had monkey face, and Vanar tribes had monkey face and then tails. Wrong. Not a mention. There is no mention about these things in Ramayana. All these people were normal looking people like us. Their tribe is called Vanara due to some other reasons. I have made another video on Vanara in Tamil. I can make you another later on, and I can explain to you scientifically this is not possible, and none of them had a monkey face. Sri Krishna was a god? No. I had made another video on Sri Krishna particularly. Sri Krishna was not god. Sri Krishna was a Yogeshwar. We have made temples to Sri Krishna which is against Sri Krishna's will. This is absolutely wrong. We have to worship the God who created this universe, not Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was a big, great Yogeshwar and worthy of admiring, and we have to follow the path what Sri Krishna followed. Time is impure at some point like Ragu Kal, Ketu Kal, Yamagandam, whatever it is, what not, and Tuesdays are impious, Saturdays are not good for this. This is wrong. Time is today's time. Whatever we calculate is we have 7 days a week or 30 days a month. We make it through the calculation of sun movement or the earth moving around the sun. So earth, sun, and all the matters of universe is created by God. So time is also, I would say, created by God indirectly. So we have to understand whatever is created is not impure. Everything is pious. Every time is pious. We can do all activities at any point of time, provided there are no scientific hindrances. Ashwamedha Yajna, I think I told in the previous video, Ashwamedha Yajna means people used to cut the horses and sacrifice in fire. Absolutely wrong. Ashwamedha Yajna is a yajna done for the benefit of nation. Rashtram Vayashvam, where the Acharya, the learned of Vedas, the philosopher of Vedas, used to give Ashirvad to the Raja as well as the Praja, to the public, and then for the the benefit of the whole nation. And the preach of Vedas is done by Acharya to the public in that. And there are 33 crore devatas in our Hinduism. Absolutely false. I have not seen the list of names of 33 crores. No one knows it probably. Just this is again a story, because it is 33 devatas what we have, and these devatas means which one who gives something to us is a devata, or a place of residence is also called, we can say, devata. So there are 33 devatas like Art Vasu, like all the Panchabhutas. These are devatas, and 12 months. This is devata. Gyara Rudra means 10 pran inside us and our Jivatma. These are all 33 devatas. And Indra means the lightning, and the Prajapati, which is Yajna. These are the 33 devatas which is not worthy of worship. The only worthy of worship is Almighty God. 33 devatas are essential for our sustenance of life in this universe, and 33 crore devatas that does not exist. Ishwar lives in God lives in the temple, and I think I made it clear in the previous video. God does not live in temple. God lives everywhere. The only temple what God made is human body, where we can realize there is an opportunity as a human body to realize God inside ours. So this is the fact. And God does not live in a temple. God is omnipresent. He lives everywhere. There is no need for temple worship. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, these are the three gods which creates, maintains and destroys the universe. As I told in the previous video, there is only one God, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. These are names of great saints or yogis who lived in this universe, and they also worship that God who made this universe. And I think I spoke about the Purans. Purans are written by Vyas Muni. It is false. Vyas Muni did not write Purans. Vyas Muni lived around 5,000 years back, and the period of Purans, I would say, is, let's say, less than 2,000 to 2,500 years. So Vyas Muni is impossible that he could have written this. This is again a false. Then Vyas Muni wrote Vedas. This is also false. Vedas, as Kapil Muni mentions in his Shastra, Aporushya Jnanam. So Vedas are not man-made. It is made. This is Ishwarya Vani. This is the knowledge of God Himself. So Vedas are not written by any human being. Of course, Vyas Muni is the first person who had documented Vedas in the Bhojpatra around his lifetime, because probably there was an inspiration inside his mind that probably going forward people will forget the traditional Gurukul system of learning Vedas, and then there may be printed textbooks coming up. So that is the reason he documented Vedas. Then coming to another, offerings to departed souls. This is a big business in India, and there are a lot of institutions which conducts this kind of business. Like we will offer something to the soul which has departed, like fathers, forefathers, grandmothers, etc. This is false. As per Yajurveda 39th chapter, and the soul gets another body after 13 days of death of the previous body. So that means this soul is already having a body and eating the food in some other form. Maybe it's a human body or another body. Anyway, even if it's, let's say, a dog or a crow or cat, it's eating the food. So what we offer here cannot reach the soul, and this is unscientific and against the Vedas knowledge. So we cannot offer anything to departed soul. Offering this thing to departed soul is anti-Vedic, and it's subject to punishment by God as per Vedic tradition, or Vedic, I would say, law. Then Sri Ram worshipped Shivling. I think I mentioned previous, there was no temples at that point of time. Sri Ram did not worship Shivling. This is again false and not written in original Valmiki Ramayana, which you can order from vedicbooks.com. Then women cannot chant Veda mantras. This is again a belief which is done by many people, and so-called the male dominant society today, that women are not allowed to chant Vedas. This is absolutely false. You can see to Ramayana and Mahabharata. There are and Upanishads. There are, like Acharya Gargi was guru of Janak. And then there are so many learned women who were authority in Vedas, and they attained Yoga Samadhi, and they were called yoginis or vidushis. So women cannot chant Vedas, women cannot learn Vedas is absolutely false. Even at special times of menstrual cycle by a woman should not leave the everyday Sandhya Vandana and Agni Hotra or Homa. This is what Vedas say, because God is omnipresent, He is present everywhere. So women are equivalent to Brahma, because Brahma means one who is knowledgeable, one who has all the four Vedas knowledge. So women is equivalent to Brahma in Rig Veda and Atharva Veda. So how can a woman cannot learn Vedas? This is absolutely not acceptable at all by God. And Atharva Veda contains tantric pujas and ghost pilli sunya, all this knowledge, which is absolutely false. Atharva Veda does not contain any of these things. I think I mentioned in the previous video, but we have to be very clear. Atharva Veda is also called as Brahma Veda and has got a lot of knowledge on the qualities of God as well as on medical science. And Atharva Veda also confirms whatever mentioned in the other three Vedas is absolutely right, because all the four Vedas are emanated from their Almighty God, as mentioned in Yajurveda 31st chapter Purusha Sukta. Then Ravana was a yogi and a great Shiv Bhakt. This is also false. Ravana was not a yogi. He was I would say, Shudra. Although he was a son of a great Rishi, he was a Shudra, and he did very cheap acts, and he also abducted Sita Mata violently, and then by forceful action he brought Sita from India to Lanka. This proves that he cannot be a yogi, and he is he cannot be fit to be called as a yogi, because yogi means one who has realized God and who is always follow the Vedic law by God. Then Ganesha had an elephant head. This is again a story of Purana which is written recently. Ganesha was the name of one of a big yogi who lived in India several thousand years back. And Ganesha also is a Vedic Sanskrit name. It means Ganesha is also the name of Almighty God in Rig Veda. But Ganesha does not mean that a person who is having an elephant head, where we worship that Lord Ganesha, because as you know, scientifically a head is cut, then an elephant head cannot fit into a human head. The qualities does not match. It's absolutely a unscientific story which we have to be aware of. So Lord Ganesha, whom we worship today, is not scientific and is not a part of our Vedic tradition at all. Then Vedas promote caste system and Manusmritis promote caste system. This is again a false, because Vedas does not have caste system, having been originated from God, just like fire, water, earth, akasha, everything is common for all the human beings. Vedic knowledge is common for all the human beings. The proof is Yajurveda 26/2. All men, women has to learn Vedas. There is no caste system in Vedas. The Varnashrama Dharma, Varnashrama Dharma and caste system is absolutely not equal, because caste, there is no equivalent word for Varnashrama Dharma in English. I don't know who made this word caste is equivalent to Varnashrama Dharma, because this is absolutely not equal at all. So there is no caste system mentioned in Vedas and Manusmriti, as well as in Bhagavad Gita. God gives His knowledge at different point of time based on the change of yugas, based on the development of human mind. This is also right, and also God sends messengers. This is also wrong. I have mentioned in previous video. God does not send messenger. God God does not need an assistant to tell His message to the public. He is Almighty. He is all capable of doing everything scientifically possible by Himself. So He does not send messengers, and His knowledge does not change with time. That is why it is called as truth. Truth is, the definition of truth is na abhava vidyate satah. It does not change with time. So God does not send messengers, and God's knowledge is always constant. So God's knowledge is Vedas, and it is always same at every point of time in every universe. And this fact is also mentioned in Rig Veda. Then Karna had Kavasha, was born with Kavasha and Kundala, and it was there throughout his lifetime. It is wrong. There is nothing called as Kavasha and Kundala. No baby can be born with this Kavasha and Kundala. There is this story is not written by Vyas Muni in Mahabharata. Then the sun is worthy of worship. Sun is not worthy of worship, as I told previously. It's a Jada. It's Jada, it's non-alive. Non-alive matters are not worthy of worship. The sun in the sky is created by God to give us light and heat. And also, without sun, there is no life that is possible in earth. Then in Ramayana, many people know or believe that Ahalya was stone, and after Sri Rama's feet touched the stone, Ahalya she was flying. This is again wrong. Ahalya was not stone. She was a great I would say tapaswini. And then even Valmiki Ramayana mentions that Sri Ram and Lakshman, when they went to Gautam's ashram where they saw darshan of Ahalya, they could not see the eyes of Ahalya because of the jyoti or the light of wisdom from her eyes, and that was and she was a great tapaswini, so she was not stone. And Navagraha Puja is not mentioned in Vedas. As I told, all the graha are non-alive matters, and Navagraha Puja is strictly condemned in Vedas or Vedic culture. Then Atma is part of God. I will make another separate video for this. Atma is not part of God. Atma is a separate entity and God is a separate entity, and Prakriti is again a separate entity. This is called as Vedic Traitvad. Atma being part of God is the Neo-Vedanta philosophy. It's not the original Vedanta. The Neo-Vedanta or the Navina Vedanta, what we can say, speaks about Atma being part of God. In Yajurveda, God says that he is Avrinam. Avrinam means you cannot drill a hole in God. So a part cannot be separated from God. So God can never be separated. And similarly, Atma also has its own identity, so it's separate always. Next one is universe is 13.8 billion years old. This is again wrong. Universe is 1.96 billion years old approximately. The calculation is mentioned in Manusmriti as well, in Bhagavad Gita also. You can go to our website vedmandir.com and then understand more details on this. Universe is not 13.8 billion years old. Then egg is a vegetarian. No, egg is not vegetarian. Egg is strictly prohibited in Vedas as well as as well as in other Vedic Shastras and Upanishads. Egg is a non-vegetarian food. Then Sri Krishna lifted the mountain Govardhanagiri. This is again wrong. No human can lift any mountain. Sri Krishna, also being a great yogi, cannot lift a mountain. During a severe storm in their region, Sri Krishna actually protected the whole village by taking them to this Govardhanagiri, because he knows all the secret paths inside that mountain. So people assume this as a lifting of mountain. Then there is only one life, so everyone can enjoy in this life, is what many religions believe apart from Hindus. Hinduism, of course, believes in rebirth. So this is again wrong. There is no one life. The life is actually infinite until we attain moksha. So life, if we do whatever karmas we do, we have to enjoy the benefits, or we have to suffer the sufferings in the next janma if it is anti-Vedic. This is a very clear phenomena mentioned by God himself in the Vedas. And Ramayana and Mahabharata are stories. No, Ramayana and Mahabharata are not stories. These are real incidents, because both are written by great philosophers of Vedas. Ramayana being written by Valmiki Muni and Mahabharata by Vyas Muni. And Rishi Munis does not have time to write story books or unscientific. So these two are not stories. We have many facts found out by people for existence of both Ramayana and Mahabharata. The most important thing for both the Ramayana and Mahabharata epic is we have to follow Vedas. Okay, there are much more points, but I think it's already I have spent 18 minutes. If you like the video, please give a like button and forward to people who are interested to know about our Vedic culture. If you don't like, please send a message. I will try to clarify in the next video. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.